Right, I will be a call by the about sports arena, so brass to say it's not enough. A bomb answer, you bet to me. Na ye de agudi mu nsema tumi e de abro ba bibia wo bia no be kan ho esanse ne e game day Ghana e wo match sonko a omebebo na bibia so no atumi akoye e wo ho no papa did sham what is happening esanse de course endura no I'm not sure say bia no or support e France a nani ebetumi age ho esanse nyema enhyeda enkoye be wremu de na call wrong ma anyama antumi ankoye hyeno so say La Rogers Spain for and sono ebo modia ekokupie mu ene bobo ko efe no Le Orange boy tutu it means yes Nico Williams indeed can share first goal on the 9th minute Branty FN Gordon Gakpo and so on the 28th minute and no etumi then share na Rendes Tijani Rendes and etumi enya tumi so mo 10 things around anesa 2-1 na metuma catch you say 90 plus 3 and Abranti Efeno Mereno asna a player no Mikel Mereno etumi de ba ko tumu a ene ekoye 2-2 e ho no shanu so say Holland for no omu di red card e ho saso and ultimately say yes Belgium for omu kogigi omani omuko jiji omani manei ultimu say yes bobo a your friend Ukraine and so e omo 3-1 Ukraine for share Belgium 3-1 into Belgium akọ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 matches omo win only 7 matches omo win 1 pair e ho no matches nyema enkoye Belgium next match omo ene Ukraine as a return leg na yes as a playoffs no we actually 2 so on me call return leg no na fi o makọ akobo na bibia so no atumi akoye na oba Africa aso dia results no bi akoye bi so anhyeda ankoye enra wo hwe Kenya I'm telling you Kenya call Gambia the Gambia for ekufisi wo mo na I'm telling you game no mutumi ye de papa shanze na Kenya for no papa ye friend no Benny McCarthy the first game in charge of Kenya na Benny McCarthy ne bibi be woni mu pa bibi ebe woni mu as a coach Abati ye friend no Musa Barrow and share the first goal on the 55th minute and Yakubu Mente double the lead na Abati ye friend no Michael Olunga go papa Michael Olunga and a ba ko ho no na Abranti Efena Bajeba Mohamed Bajeba ete kan 75th minute nti ko 2-2 ho no and Musa Barrow e de ba ko kan ho 84th minute na 90 plus 6 and Abranti Efena William Wilson and so ete kan ho no ma 2-2 and Kenya for no etumi akonya 1 point ho no shane so say Mozambique echi Uganda born come yensa ema Uganda for no etimu bako e ho no ma otimu say yes Uganda for no could di red card yes could di red card e ho no ma Omendi 33rd minute no di yellow na 38th minute odi another yellow na ene emu efun ani bi ye ti otimu say yes Mozambique for etino mo na mu Cape Verde Mauritius kabako na Cape Verde ntumi ante Malawi Namibia ne baako a ntumi say yes nyama etumi ko ye di ma Namibia bobo ko friend Sierra Leone Sierra Leone for Guinea Bissau 3-1 eno mo de ma omo na Zimbabwe any Benin so no ekoye 2-2 na wo hwe Benin for modi kan share 2 goals Abranti FN Steve Munier any Dondo they can share on the 12th minute and on the 35th minute share 2 goals then Abranti FN Moneski semo kan no osina kan Mashal Monesti osina kan edema Wolves yes ono di kan te bako na Abranti FN Musunda and so ete kano on the 59th minute 2-2 and of course Gambia share at Seychelles neka miensama Seychelles ntumi ante Libya and Angola 1-1 honma Mali Comoros national so say Comoros for no bra no mo bom ho mode na yo mu home ana no mo boy no mo ko no Stade Municipal de Bekane RS Bekane for home Bekane ana mo ko game na abrate e frɛ no aye nani Douglas Nani ana share first goal Bisuma ana ya assist ana abrate e frɛ no Kamori Dumbia ade aye second goal no eto aso Kamori aye Dumbia na esa so de aye the third aye goal no e de to aso atimi say yes Comoro for omudiemia Mali etumi ahyomo na say in a table ne tie Madagascar 10 point group I no Ghana 9 point Comoros 9 point Mali 8 and a Central African Republic 4 inti Ghana wini na ye ko akoda soro Ghana wini na Ghana ko akoda soro with 12 points ahead of Madagascar game no Mali so ebebo shenu se Mali so be den ebebo Central African Republic yes away obebo Central African Republic away hono minti no de etino no Mali bo away atoaso nti hope say Central African Republic bet tia mo ho ba bi na atumi say yes enema atumi akoye ma menhwe Comoros so next game Comoros next game first chess Comoros next game Comoros any Chad ene bebo Comoros any Chad ene bebo nti Comoros for no they will bounce back because onya de on measure Chad na Mali so se na medi kan no Central African Republic away atumi e de abo e ho no nti no Ghana we need to win our game na ye win ye kochi Madagascar ni ye sha Madagascar de ana say we are almost there e ho no nti mamenko Nations League no na bibia enso enkoye yes World Championship qualification third stage Australia so Indonesia 5-1 Japan 2-0 against Bahrain South Korea 1-1 onim Oman and Iran United Arab Emirates 2 Uzbekistan Pakistan enso boneka bako Iraq any Kuwait bo 2-2 Jordan Palestine bone 3-1 Qatar num North Korea timu bako Saudi Arabia China kabako honum na say no mo so mu table na tie Japan ended up through 19 points and they are the first team to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Australia at the 10th second and Saudi also 9 points one man they no see so did so honma na bibia so no ako eye honma Nations League no yankom Croatia ultimate say yes playoffs no League A playoffs no Croatia share France 2-0 Denmark share Portugal 1-0 Italy Trafima Germany bra Italy di ka share first goal Germany betisho mo Leon Goretzka go saso na brand FN Clendiant Tim Clendiant Borussia Mönchengladbach omo yi player ba ko honom ono eso go wonom Netherlands and Spain 2-2 Georgia ekochi Armenia share 3-0 Turkey share Hungary 3-1 yes Turkey for no more form ye papa brand FN kuku ene odi kan share first goal and brand FN Shafa eteka no nemom Aktoglu and so edeko 2-1 and brand FN Kavisi and so ede bako ede peso honoma nyama ekoyi Austria shabako Serbia so shabako Bulgaria trafie na Ireland kochi omo shomeka mienu mo timu bako Greece etrafie ma Scotland ekobone kabako Kosovo shemienu Iceland shabako Slovakia 0 Slovenia 0 Ukraine 3 Belgium 1 we any games are etoja ena matches ni say na tie mienu astate Botswana any Algeria ebo saso na Equatorial Guinea ena Sao Tome de Principe enso no ebo Burkina Faso any Djibouti edebere daso Dr. Congo DR Congo any South Sudan edebere daso na Rwanda any Nigeria game no wow Benin 8 points and Benin after all she 2 goals whipping boys and watching the 2 obe maintaining no a defender no or trauma Zimbabwe for no better 2-2 Rwanda etoso second 7 points South Africa any Lesotho bebo 7 points inti Nigeria ekwan bia so otumi win ene Rwanda ebo home yebehwe de yebekwa kosi ho. South Africa any Lesotho e de ebo ani ho. Burundi, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Chad, Ethiopia, Egypt, Guinea, Somalia, Niger, Morocco. These are the games ebeto edwa e honum. Gold Cup one so say na tie Cuba any Trinidad Tobago, Suriname any Matikini say Martinique, Bermuda any Honduras, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines na Jamaica bebo e honum. Na bibia so atumi akọ ye mamen ko eye Nations League no ene ebi ebeto aso e honum. World Championship, Cyprus ene San Marino, Andorra ene Latvia, England ene Albania, Malta ene Finland, Poland ene Lithuania, and Romania ene Bosnia Herzegovina. We any games are toja. Benedict memo akwaba yenhwe my bet education kakra, yenhwe my bet education kakra na fi ye make sure say kwan bia so no ye be ram say ye de games because I was see ye first car.
Okay, it is a ye ko we international breaks e ko so in Ghana e o match games be we e o and nothing my bet for CM platform. So ye ko platform this wa e sika and I kwa kofa e o. Now one thing my bet for the mind is games here ko so na ye na the time ya come out tiny it is supporters face way footballers face can coach you be face ka by supporters ye nyaska it and my bet yeah bra into routine up so face ka and now sika my bet for the my own super so video call www.mybet.africa now call top right corner we be no iPhone be home here so now register we are registration process phone number how the mobile money on a scan phone number is show the next one username or username wow nickname and I would so waiting their show but mostly I'm to say who the number that counts any very unique compared to other ones or platforms. Next one password and your 8 letters first letter in your capital phone number account we are all registered MYBET.AFRICA and best send you verification code now they are verified accounts na BBA it's me to the and the games we immunize selections and the games we call Africa qualifiers game to all, Europe qualifies game to all, we call South America, North America qualifies game to all. Until we immunize your selections. My bet for see sometimes selections then they say offer teams bet 30, 40 there and nothing on the bet go that amount. And then with games 5 bet mean selections of up to 50. I didn't tell when up to 15 is with one game bet will amount options of 10 different options I bet me a pick free. Who say we are on 50 odds be 100 odds 200 odds with just 5 selections with just 10 selections we bet good I'll bet me odds now bet a year weekend until any MYBET.AFRICA now selections we are selections almost had the akabono with akabono we want to more send ya sika away from my bet we are in C1 games in the course normal the cash out option more cash out game name cost now my bet for my cash out me find 1,000 cedis bet marker so scan gram mama mu 700 na munja 300 na game ni there and cost the game name cost no same we now game this am bought in your favor scan 300 no and also fast word this am ba account now with one bet slip we make you come here sana my bet the full cash out option so 1,000 cedis na ba I say na game name kono if your name figure no aje now no ato my bet in my kwan bia so everywhere weekend you say it me go on platform in the fiscal to team your own call BBI but www.mybet.africa now for the register now so fiscal platform
right yenra games ni mu yenhwe African games no yeah yenra African games no and drama matches no and matches no
okay say you share in drama matches na call so I think adia Ghana ni bi any Belgium Indra Comoros any Mali game now boy Indra di hun komo as Comoros the last games our born the form natiko and about the ya de ba kwa Obia also Portugal and Ghana for the World Cup yeah and anybody papa because Comoros me can also my last 2 games on my ball in on the African continent or share team I a friend of Malawi and a Malawi share 2-0 the meaning that we become Comoros in his last 3 games our ball ultimate point she go and when they are the back Ghana in be anybody see a crop standings in one Madagascar and that first about 5 or 10 Ghana and that second they about 4 they were 9 Comoros about 5 or 9 and Mali is about 5 for no 8 and then the Ghana we near about 12 no it's mark up that the first and BBI then at 2 team who share Mali squad of Mukuta I think it will be a share Mali team now if you listen we need team there but almost some quality players are big if you bought the highest way level of football and you know call Comoros 18 pick that victory. I think it was a good result for Mali, especially so most person said better first and at the second position and what the league the group phase no mutimi occupy say no betimi the playoff spot. These are fixtures as mutimi call in air day. Etimi call pick victory and dream so mutimi bomb more the besuma mutimi eboa manyama timi ko ya no mutimi win 3-0 against team I friend Comoros. Adeba kwa game back also are exciting man me Zimbabwe any Benin game. I think okay Zimbabwe team man player B was Zimbabwe almost friend Kamabilia. I think will be our African game na cheye ba oni no. Na ndo starting game no I think Nyama Koyi Emma Benin getting 2 goals na ya de back especially their group na Benin nya this particular win with 2 goals no more to say they are securing the 10 points. I bet me a bomb, but Zimbabwe with changes back me no more Kamabilia as movie. It's me Boama or ultimate team and 2-2. I think Zimbabwe with good face no Enyama Enkoye mo. Omo no that last with 3 points. Meaning say I'm about draw on Kwame and San. I mean you do me near Nigeria. Nigerian performance in this group C the Enya de Bako so because omo group of South Africa Lesotho, Rwanda, Benin. So these are countries against Nigeria to me quite me. It's me defeat Enya at least with me that first. But I'm sure I go Zimbabwe for so Timmy get that 1 point a bit me a bomb say any good night more open. Omutimi concentrate take a good point from where at least make me a good spot on the table. It's me other. Yeah, share Kenya and so any team we country friend Gambia. I think Ndra Benny McCarthy it's me coaching first game Emma the Kenya national team. Nothing and Nyama no be at least Kenya ball no more ball. The first half, comparing the 60th minute, men free in Yamini Ukraine. We share conceding, Adebakwa, na war. But as a coach, there, Adebakwa, in Yama team to 2 years, he said, in games, you need senior, obey year 1 or 2 changes, obey 1 or 2 decisions, we have a Boama team, as I'm a fan to my paper. Inti Gambia started game with a penalty, share. After that, Omutimi win ebe share 2 goals minte itimi share go eboa ewie no na Benny McCarthy timi e nyama ba ko mienu eboa mo Omutimi and big game win na tere o sha be bia Kenya da on the good face no there is a chance for them to at least secure maybe a second spot but in Abidjan Ivory Coast any Gabon performance almost be there and Ivory Coast is a crucial win to go ahead because Gabon are born with 5 games about pick 12 points. Ivory Coast so need to go ahead of them with a friend is group the bit but I think African games of course the game is surprising me here Malawi game. Malawi top form especially when it comes to the African continent. In his last 5 games become I said we need a move 3 about drawback. Last time we used here was against Senegal. With Namibia no being him said it will be a good game for Malawi so maybe we need 9 points ahead of Namibia but Malawi 18 lose game no home. I think they have been here more, especially if they want to go to their first World Cup. These are defeated so meeting avoid. Then we the UEFA Nations League near course to the quarter-final games. We have France team against Croatia and draw in community as a Croatia team age-wise home here because we have in draw players already a parity on the pitch. Maybe the youngest players a bit more value more and I think Budimer striker now on also to share who among Makina Kramaric with Perisic and Kovacic Modric or Munina or Mutetis Mwa, you'll be able to this would be a game with France squad or the bar into this game. You drive me boss to say Mbappe
I said, what them when you 33 years.
Okay.
33 years.
The youngest, since the youngest bear with friends value.
Yeah, the average age is 29.4.
Yes, it's value near the youngest at 23. I think.
Now, I brought your friend, I Stanisi.
Stannis is in 2024.
Yeah.
And I think.
I know Bayern Munich. I know 24. And Sutalo. And so 25. Then Guado, yes. Apart and Brandt FN.
I think the youngest player
Martin Baturina. Onone Boma Dynamo Dynamo Zagreb. Yes. Some of 33, 36, Modric 39, 30, 28. Budeme no 33.
I think Nami use on the back. We had the France national team. Any club wise form or mood than it do, especially Mbappe. In saying the La Liga was 20 goals. We had Dembele form or war Paris Saint-Germain. We had Kolomwani or also form or Timia Piqué or Juventus. In Finfino, Rabiot with Tranemi, your friends saying Guendouzi. These are also quality players playing so well for their teams. We had the defensive pairing between Saliba and Konate. I think so. Be a besides national team, open good young pairing. This will be one of the two names I've mentioned. Any Kunde going into this game. At the back, one moves at the France national team. One yellow here in the next few years to come. Maybe they will suffer most from it. The goalkeeping department. Indra, Mignon, Biom, Etimi, here mistake. Emma Etimi share the France national team the first goal. The second goal, I think he was equally in a position to at least get the save and now punch the ball out. But Etimi and goal. Who has squad they put at this France national team? Make sure on bench. Bracola will bench, Kamavinga will bench, Desire Day will bench, Tio Hernandez will bench, Olise will bench, Koni we AS Roma will bench, Pamecano, any Zaya Emery Munina will bench. So these are quality players, especially so okay. Adioma Day club football coming into their national team and against Croatia, Italy, more any other country sitting here, I walk you over them and this would have been a game. So be a come in MYBET.AFRICA. France win or draw, and now France will 2 or more goals. I because they have quality in their setup and they will give you goals game in, game out. But then you lose Croatia, a clean sheet against France. I think it's a big question to your friend is saying, coach, with difference in their next game against Croatia, in the return league on the ball France. I think since that game needs to call to an end, that France and Shigua, then there will be a big question about the DJ Deschamps. Say this national team will handle with this quality crop of players. Why are they still struggling to score goals? And why are they still struggling to defend against top opponent? Ababe problem can say, but maybe Croatia for Abaso because to share a bit Ivan Perisic. You need him say got some time now or corner retirement stage and a PSV F4 fan. And I'm wait me picking a good form. Okay, one of the players in the HVC, our mobile boy, he will be mentioned as one of into game you with a goal with an assist. Ultimately winning man of the match and the performance very, very top. I think they would need players coming in. If you're on bench, they have some young players who are playing quality teams. They can come in. It's a Pasalic or Napoli. He's Atlanta. He's also a very good player. And the friends say Vlasic. Now no about West Ham. I will move Torino. They are all quality players and they can come in and replace this. We're holding out players. Everything about my Croatia national team, my form to my paper. Another game and very disappointing. Denmark and Portugal. And also, Portugal squad we talk. I think one thing about a problem now for the big, especially national teams, is that players who put up good performance in their club side. Even the Ghana national team, you put up good performance in the club side, but about national team, they struggle to replicate the same type of performance. Ababe had a big problem, especially for the national team. We had the Portuguese national team in America. I said we see a midfield three of Vitinha, of João Neves and Bruno Fernandes. And I said it says ultimately pair this type of midfielder. I don't think there is any quality type of midfield in the world that can stop this. Because these are the same Vitinha, João Neves are the same pairing at Paris Saint-Germain with Fabian Ruiz coming in. Now, okay, Bruno Fernandes and Fabian Luiz. Bruno Fernandes is ahead, especially playing as the attacking midfielder for Portugal. Chain Fabian Luiz and now ultimately board these two or the Paris Saint-Germain team. But still, Portugal went into a game without no scoring a goal. You have Rafael Leao, Pedro Neto, Cristiano Ronaldo, Mendes, our team stopping Mohamed Salah, Ruben Diaz, we have friends Renato Vega, Dalu, and Acosta being imposed. But still, the Portuguese national team ain't near goal with a lot of changes. Ruben Neves, Scramble Bag, Bernardo Silva were introduced from bench quality. Say, we the France national team, another national team who put up quality players. The Portuguese national team. Diego Jota mo intime nye bi ambo, we Paulinho mo nye bi ambo, Quenda we move about Chelsea or mo nye bi ambo. We have any say Andre Silva mo any Jota mo na intime nye bi ambo, but still they couldn't get a goal. I think coach FN Roberto Martinez, there's a huge tax on this because if you have these quality players and you go into games like this and struggle to score a goal, then there should be a problem you need to find and make sure that you solve it before the next World Cup, because World Cup also in USA, Mexico, there is one World Cup I think that Portugal for now Akuma so that Cristiano Ronaldo Akuma so team going to that World Cup, it make sure so team win. Start wise, team say Denmark in Namibia they should have won the game. They created a lot of chances. They created 3 big chances. Portugal national team in Timan created 1 big chance. And if you expected goals, even Christian Eriksen MSC a penalty. Remember Diego Costa Abasu because of a good penalty save. I think he was one of the quality goalkeepers going into before the World Cup in 2022. And that clubs in Africa said they could sign him into their team. But the World Cup, when you're a good World Cup, and that type of way feeling of the club wanting to sign him, the drop it down. But he's doing so well in his club side, and he will a penalty save Emma Portugal at least losing 1-0 in the second leg. Portugal, and they can at least put up something good to make sure that they qualify ahead of team and Denmark into the semi-finals. The next game, Italy and Germany. I think it was a game and Rebecca has said mostly this game the Obo home no on time. So we go into games the Obo home has a higher advantage, but tour phone now for say this is a game surely over 1.5 over 2.5 beats me about, and a handicap of 2 for Italy likely because Germany enco Italy enco share in 2-0 and a 3-0 that and a 3-1 that every time if there is a score line at least a 1 goal margin and a Germany Italy the game ended 2-1. I think lineup wise Italy already one of their best lineups you could see going forward. Now they are trying to take out the old guards and introduce the new players that they could come in and help. We had the German side that they were missing out Kai Havertz and 1 or 2 players, and you could see new names coming in. Okay, Rudiger and Tar with a defensive partnership of it's been one of the best. Kimmich and Aram also playing the fullbacks position here. Pascal Gross starting was something that was surprising for me, but I think I would make a point doing well after the injury. And in Yama and Koye, he was able to settle a name. He's one of the best. Sani hasn't been himself. And also Musiala, I don't know if Florian Wirtz ain't born. So the partnership are not much more creative from previous games. You couldn't see it. But also the Italian national team, Moiskin got a start. I think was very good. Politano Mo and Barella Mo and Udogi Mo also got into the team but I think with the first goal was a very clinical goal. Tonali, apart from that, they went silent, and in the first half, which means Italy, the way I know dominating game in Germany, we couldn't see it. And Germany, being one of the countries, they said their second half games are very solid. Their second half games are very good. They come into the second half with 1 or 2 changes. It's enjoy it. Means one change a coach. It's me here and it's me one moment me I go. Enjoy. They can I say Italy and one team. Anytime they play the UEFA Nations League, they don't get to score goals in both halves. It will be a call for Italy to score a goal in both halves. Option on to me in the new views because it's one option I like the end time why I say Italy, it's me at the early goal in the 9th minute. In the second half, or made me a goal. In draft, there were some of the players who me now, especially the Mardini Bano, which me now we have friends saying a cap for himself, it's me going for it. The most exciting game and draft it's now it's me and Netherlands is Spain. I think it was one game it was attack against defense because also the Netherlands set up defensively they are very solid. He was one of the Van Dijk and Van Hinkel are one of the best defenders, especially for respective clubs. We have the Spanish teams up front, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, Alvaro Morata, and Fabio Luis are quality. Pedri are quality players going into this game, and now have a defense against attack. We saw an exciting game. I think both teams came into the game prepared, and we can say Cody Gakpo to start here, we play a beer, we had the Spanish national team here. You draw a nice assist from Pedri with the quality ball pressing for player friendly Lamine Yamal. 18 Pedri assisting Nico Williams, Spain 18 on the first goal of the night. Gakpo 18, they make sure say they made the game more solid before halftime. But in the first half, you say Kubasi picking up an injury. I think every Barcelona fan our PSR game may rebel who you fan, because after the international break, they have some crucial games coming up. With Kubasi injury, they said no man turn in Tema. It will be a big blow for Barcelona going into this game. Tijani Reinders has been one player. I think the hype around this player because social performance for AC Milan, he has been given good ratings with a position ball, with the number of goals with Timmy Boa, AC Milan, he's one of the quality players, especially box-to-box midfielder. He adds a lot to his game and draw. The team performance with Timmy Boa, the Netherlands or the Holland national team. Frimpong was also very quality. Now I think he's adapting into the role of playing as a right winger, and now he's giving assist, trying to make sure that he's putting in all that. If it's me more also the carrier, or it's me any more say baby, he would move from the right back position to a right winger, and then maybe a left winger going for it, because he won't play a bit like a bill. It's me moving to that position, into attacking positions that you've done well. You do Memphis Depay also came in and also ever born more day. But with the Spanish national team, Cucurella or Emma Spain, I think Cucurella after the Euros has been one of the best players for the Spanish national team. Defensively, he's very solid, making sure that he's marking his players, making sure that he's striking back well, and doing everything possible. Like Emma Spain, it's me performing so well. In draw player, I'm going about to Marino. I think Marino performance more than he did this season. Yeah, they praise in Abema Mikel Arteta. He was a member, a DM or a center mate in a position over. But Arteta, it's me, I'm adapting to the attacking role. He's giving goals in, game out. So Oshe free time Arteta heading to that position. Washe, that is 5 goals as a defensive midfielder. 5 goals in 8 games. I think so. Oh, they don't compare other forwards in power. Maybe he's doing well, he's doing quality than those forwards are. In the Chelsea game of Shegu, in his first game aboard that particular role, he shared 2 goals and he's doing so well. And I think going forward, then you want to say, if we do some time, we'll be playing him as an attacking midfielder, or even he going in as a false 9 to help his team and his national team picking up good victory and draft. Maybe in the 84th minute, they may change Fabio Luis. It's making sure say share that crucial goal that they keep the Spanish national team on unbeaten record, and stretch it to the 18 record on meeting and hold DNA. 18 games continuously. Spain 18 losing a game, and they in the return leg with Spain, they will try to get a good result against team I friend the Netherlands. Another shocking game of course in Ukraine and Belgium. Sending our balls in Belgium national team in their last 7 games, appliqué just 1 victory. They had a big problem, especially for this national team. In a game against Ukraine, who line up in the meaning Ukraine, I was very surprised. Why would Belgium go into a game against Ukraine with a 5 back? He names Belgium in those times have one of the best attacking teams. I know more than Kelvin De Bruyne, the Eden Hazard, the Romelu Lukaku doing so well, and Belgium went into a team with 5 back. I think Adebakwa had the Belgium national team. He said their golden generation is now coming to an end, and the people who come in to succeed this golden generation, they didn't have a good plan. Under coach a friend Roberto Martinez, they just went in with their golden generation, didn't have a good successful plan to integrate young players coming in, and they so the Belgium back line, it was very, very poor, or no names. Players they were set fast more of even fast more of even
fast in Konimbo.
One of the experienced defenders on way, but I think Belgium good attacking young talent. They are coming up. To say Doku was on the bench one the Bobby. To say we look back you of your friends in Sevilla, a big boy. So I don't know why the coach will go into this game. Any friends they are quality players with the Belgium, but try me now going into this game. A coach didn't call with the 5-back, meaning that he was afraid of the Ukraine national team, and I said then and they lost 3-1 against Ukraine. I think it was a very, very poor scoreline, especially for Belgium going into this game. They are not creating enough chances. They are not doing so well, especially with a creative player in front of them, with Kelvin De Bruyne and Indra. Belgium couldn't even create one chance. Ukraine created 4 chances. Out of the 4 chances, share a mutre. I think the Ukraine national team are doing well in their last performance. We share the performance of my day. They are struggling a bit, but especially at home. They are making sure say they are keeping some home record that they are not now losing at home going forward. I think in the return leg, Belgium needs to prove a point. With even Courtois coming back, they couldn't even stop the defeat that they almost against a team a friend in Ukraine. I think Belgium, they need to up their game. They need to look at their league. You won't say your friends and unions and Gallimore and then your friends with standard VH are producing quality players. As a coach, no team to and also dress from that, trying to play a 3-5-back type of thing. They have good attackers. Dokumu can punish teams. Lukaku's quality. Kelvin De Bruyne can give creative passes. They can go ahead and punish teams. I think in Europe, with Iname course, I think everything went on well for some of the big clubs. There were also 3 disappointing results. I think investor BRN against or European games in draft. I'm very, very disappointed in some of the countries and your performance.
Right, that is the Nations League, Yansha Enra, Mali to me Kosha Comoros, the trailing now blockbuster game between Gambia and Kenya. I think this particular window there is a lot of goals in the qualifying games. Let's look at games in terms of Africa. World Cup qualification.
Africa games to Metachi Sukaka, especially on some of the games and Osha. Africa games they mostly a lot of goals. And games that you expect a lot of goals is one you look at you wouldn't see Sekit Vet any Mauritania game. We were all expecting Sekit Vet beats me it's a lot of goals, but we didn't see. Sierra Leone against Guinea-Bissau, that was one game I wasn't expecting a lot of goals, but we got a 3-1. You need himself with this group phase, not my end, and now with groupings, not my end. You need goal difference at least to make sure say so to secure a spot, because if you do baby only one team be to me with the same point, but with your goals a bit to me until then to you the Africa continent a lot of goals. We are seeing 3-0, 3-0, 2-2. We are seeing at least over 2.5 in draw games of course. Averagely 80% of the games produce over 2.5. On a normal day on the African continent, but this show said the teams are trying to get in more goals and making sure said that one spot now for the African qualification in their group, and they get to at least get it. The playoffs and it says wait to me and secure that one spot and go through the playoff stage. About Africa have playoffs, who we are any another continent for one yellow can win to me and Quaco. Or lacking to me and shiny all through this to the World Cup. So the only thing you have to do is get a lot of goals and enter into a particular sport. That is the first sport. The bit me more automatic qualification. Now the only thing is I'll be training for the World Cup. Draw never ban. Now I watch the countries are only on better anyway to me it's not about more than I think countries need be about more than Libya and Angola. It was a game. Surely was looking at the game was looking at more of a draw. Do a team who a draw. Mozambique, Uganda, Mozambique about more than it was one crucial game. It was also looking at more of a draw. Mozambique now at 3 goals from there. I think my boss Zimbabwe need to Benin game so Gabon game was one game. I think nobody say Gabon will win, but one number of goals in draw means 18 shared 3 goals and the main game and Ghana Libya and also NNA money any Comoros, but my cousin Comoros in their last 2 games they've had a poor form and I wasn't expecting Comoros to win this game and they couldn't win, and they've not also scored in their last 3 games. I think Ghana phone number I born a base a Comoros for phone way, bit man to us work of him some beba ha near new on my boy because almost share. So we need to also retaliate and make sure some over her will load them with a lot of goals in this game. I think the next games on the African continent, you know, Nina and then a big guns, you know, a bebo, a moving, they are looking at securing the top spot as at least into their second qualification games.
Okay. Yeah, sure. World Championship qualification Europe for the and the notable games. Thomas Tuchel and Obon the first game at the Three Lions Wembley, Albania and Ebo. What do you expect from this particular game? How do you see him taking up this particular job? And England Aqua Euros finals, World Cup semi-finals, so they want to get there and try and win it. Is Thomas Tuchel the right man? And what do we expect from a year in a game?
I think you share the right person in charge of this England national team. Award records of winning competitions. You didn't say do baby Thomas Tuchel was being branded as a manager winning competition, but say about the league fees, say be a ball league 38 games do baby they ball anything because your managers be to me opponent per opponent to say be a home and away game a competition opeti me study the opponent the one weakness etimi akwa show and until they so with Paris Saint-Germain or do the Champions League final in the next season to me a barber joining Chelsea in January to me the Chelsea Sankoji the Champions League final. He's one of the two coaches with me a back-to-back Champions League apart from not being a coach who's coaching Real Madrid. So the performance top, especially with this England national team. He has love for England. About Chelsea, the love he demonstrated for what he liked about the English footballer. To me, some of the English talents, Mason Mount, James Ben, it's one of their best seasons at Chelsea. I think he's the right man for the English job, especially if England a good manager who is systematically like a Bami systemer. He's very good, he's very solid. Bano like putting a stronger mentality into these players. He's one of the coaches. I think he is one of the coaches to help them win their major trophies or win the World Cup. Any game against Albania is a probably walk home for England. I don't think any game is something we would have a whole lot of questions about because Albania ain't winning a game against any country ranking from 1 to 10 in the world ranking. We bought 19 games, we lose 17 about row 2. So and then quite be anywhere I'm seeing Albania going ahead of England. And then meaning say the questions will be very close to say coach obe handle England national team Thomas Tuchel. Line up Ben obe parity going into this game.
And especially a system.
System, yes. We are very say with the England national team system Ben obe because he wants to about a 4-4-2 that. He wants to about a 4-2-2 that. He wants to about a 3-4-3 that. He wants to about a 3-4-2-1 that. With the clubs who are coaching now, but then I think with the England national team, you will go in for a 4-2-3-1 type of formation because players of real and then the type of system ever fits the England national team equally a 4-2-3-1 formation. I think maybe going forward, there are games that he would like to try different formations to try and make sure say he get one stable one the national team. There were a whole lot of question marks about the call-ups. And we saw say he called 4 goalkeepers, which on the normal the international team there were fry 3, but he called 4 goalkeepers. I think is a strategy to try and analyze all these goalkeepers and make sure say he would have 2 or 3 he would pick on a regular. And who the call-ups now? His call-ups are mixed with experience and also young talent. Adding to your experience, he needs somebody or some quality players to come in and let these young players know say this is the England national team. This is what we've been through. And nothing you say Young Henderson being recalled into the England national team. Young some of Rashford also being called into the senior national team based on performance and also based on weight. I think how would he parade per player? And I think Pickford will be imposed for the England national team. Kyle Walker would return to the right back position. And Levi Cole and Magui would be his centre back because of the I think maybe it's not me kind of more biased about Chelsea side, but these are one of the best young talents they are coming up. And the friends we are friends Lewis Kelly, Arsenal boy, as a left back has been very good. I think he'll get his first start for the England national team. Look at their training sections, even their meeting times are the way Thomas Tuchel embrace guy need to move. Yes, he has seen quality and talent in the boy, he could come in. I think he's one player at the age of 18 getting into this England national team will be something good for his career. Coming from the Arsenal academy into the Arsenal team and they or born home or they, I think England are missing out on left back position. He himself look sure injury and the quite many team in ball. With friends and Ben Chilwell and Zwababe, another injury prone player. They are not getting to who in times are in the England national team. Trippier will be playing as a left back. Right-footed players will be playing as a left back. I think Lewis Kelly, this is one thing I saw upon home or because so to me cemented that particular position and to me born home or it will help he become the number one left back for England national team going into this game. I think with a midfield pivot, I think he will go for Henderson and Declan Rice because of the experience. Even though says against Albania, but I think he wants to start with that experience. And Henderson and then best start with Declan Rice, it will finish, and the theory behind the strikers, and I think he would go for Foden because of also experience and also performance of Foden at that he did in 2025. Jude Bellingham will start also as the number 10, and I think today he will start Rashford, giving Rashford that nod ahead of other players to make sure say Rashford, because Rashford has been talking a lot about his call up back into the national team. And
they are questioning say Master na ko we ono born Papa Ben no born there. What is the rationale behind Henderson returning, even Rhys James, Rashford, Dan Ben?
Yes. I think the call up wasn't more based on maybe players on performance winning. I think Usher call ups now was more based on
form.
I need people who have the DNA in them. I need people who are on form, and I need people that I can trust going forward. It is a mixed type of call-ups. In the end, you say in the next call-up, we say Henderson here will be say maybe there are some players.
It depends, because you have opportunity to do your rebuilding without any distraction. Rashford, everybody knows that it is done for him or national team. Henderson, Obian himself it is done. Even Newcastle defender Dan Ben. If you check the defenders at England for the status almost from it appears that even Crano, they were moving on from him. But for Thomas Tuchel for the first game to try and bring all this experience and old guys back, and I'm not sure say he's just going to give them one call up then forget, because this is a time for him to build for next year World Cup.
England next games or mobile is against Albania and Latvia, and these are two countries and England will walk over them on any day. So now fans maybe said this will be a lineup or this will be a call up. These are games that England can win easily. So start your rebuilding now by making sure the call-in players you just be monitoring them and you be taking some out and adding some during those games. But maybe if you say as a senior coach coming into a national team with a whole lot of politics, he was looking out for people who can also be like a point for him, especially experience-wise. Into such the collapse now of Dean Henderson, I name him say he's Crystal Palace. He's one of the informed goalkeepers in the Premier League this year. Pickford doing well. Ramsdale, Southampton, even though Southampton performance in this role, but he's doing well. And of Trafford from Burnley in the Championship. So these are 4 quality goalkeepers. I think going forward, maybe tell Ramsdale, I don't think maybe he'll be getting collapse because of a bit depending on the performance Southampton bear. If we're near a new club, no call Championship. But I think the Trafford call up was more of like they need BBR and not just the Premier League, but they need BBR because Trafford they keep quality clean sheet in the Championship and they bend the performance for mobile. Say next season, remember back into the Premier League, engine at Trafford. So meaning say he's looking everywhere, making sure say he's calling out every player. But on the defensive side now, of where Dan Ben, I think Dan Ben performance is up there. Newcastle is doing well. He's making sure say he's helping him how crucial he was in their win against Liverpool. Liverpool, Chelsea, averagely he's doing a bit well. Magui has been one of the young defenders coming up into the England national team and also in the Premier League. Rhys James call up, no, and I know a whole lot of question mark because I feel that Rhys James is a free injury, but this is the first time Rhys James have bought continuous games. I think 5 to like 7 at Tuaso. So I think the call up wasn't really important, but I think maybe your person or friend assess him and try and see one or two things. So and you must say maybe all these games with James in there then or maybe he gets fewer minutes. Kwanzaa of Liverpool also being one of the young talents coming up, also integrate him into the Kyle Walker, Livramento, Levi Skelly, and with Kwanzaa of Aston Villa. These are quality defenders coming in. So also the back line now, you could see more of Kyle Walker and more experience than Ben. Apart from that, you are seeing young players just going forward. Maybe Kyle Walker or Alexander Arnold can come and replace Kyle Walker. And also on the bench side, maybe Ben Chilwell to mean a good season or look short to mean a good season, and they can come in and replace Dan Ben. And so here in Finfinwa, Jude Bellingham, Izzy, Jordan Henderson, with friends and Curtis Jones, Kopama in himself fully out, then Rogers Mo. These are also good players, young talents coming up. Jude Bellingham, Izzy are two quality players. I think Curtis Jones and so at Liverpool is doing so well. Jordan Henderson, I'm not seeing him coming back in the September call-up because this is something that he's trying to bring. But in the forward line, you need to Harry Kane being the captain, Foden, Gordon, Rashford, Solanke, and Abowie. These are quality players he called. So I don't know why there've been a whole lot of question marks about his team. But I think this is a game and England will go in and will win. Because the last time Albania shared in a World Cup qualifier, that was in 2021, England they shared 5-0. So I think today we are going to see a higher scoreline again. England will surely pick up maybe the win and make sure that they are scoring 2 or more goals in this game. My main share other games are Barcelona, and they share the European competition. I think on World Cup qualifiers and on mobile, and their other games are say Romania and Boston. And Romania has been one of the top teams, especially in Europe. We share the form of our Danidia, but Boston for going into this game, they make sure that away game beyond the boy in World Cup qualifiers, and they score goals. In 8 successful games, they scored 8 goals. It's a no likely say 1.5 beats me, but likely say Boston beats me Ashibu and so I will give you. It should be called MYBET.AFRICA. This one fixture, but Romania form a war in Europe. I think the last time we lose game was against Netherlands back in the Euros, and Netherlands showed 3-0. Apart from that, we team up a win in 2024. Now apart from that, we pick a win in 2024. Every game of ball in his first game in 2025. So I think it will be one game almost be picky maximum wins ever. My main share Africa games never cost.
Yeah, Sunday I wish Ghana there.
But Africa games never cost. Today exciting games say ever cost. Yeah, share game I think it will be an easy win for the country. Burkina Faso and Djibouti. Burkina Faso in the group no one a more year because Egypt Ethiopia Sierra Leone and any on board in Sweden but almost young when net say team be win any high score liner Burkina Faso because Oshe friend is saying goal difference on Egypt a muchi ye papa Egypt won 9 or no just 2. It is opposite team quarter first now Egypt being at the same point Uchi Djibouti one and they say team load you on goals. Djibouti is a team we are conceding 2 goals per game. About 4 games are conceding 10 goals. Into average at least over game, I want concede and then 2. Into a name, Burkina Faso is some team at least some team Djibouti 4 by 3 or 4 goals, making sure say they would now be on equal points with Sierra Leone and now with goal difference into Mbeka for that second, making sure say Omobey Egypt in Katanga, Egypt will pump 2 points, but if they can get a win and Egypt can bottle any of their games, a bit more. So in this game, Burkina Faso needs to do well. I think Burkina Faso in their previous generations they were doing so well. They come into the AFCON they've been to the semi-finals and other positions are won. And then another game also of course South Africa and Lesotho. I think South Africa group so I think it will be one of the most group of death in this World Cup qualifiers because Benin or Rwanda or South Africa, Lesotho, Nigeria, Zimbabwe. These are crucial teams. If you have to look at their records, their performance in in the AFCON continent have been very good. Benin, Yenim, Adiomitimi, Rwanda, they are now improving in their games. South Africa has been one of the big horses, especially in the African game. Nigeria, Zimbabwe, no almost more day. So this game, South Africa need a win because in draw Benin a ball draw, and Zimbabwe a ball draw. And in our recap, we can say Benin that draw a home year because now Nigeria and South Africa had a poor start of their World Cup qualifier. If they want to get into that position, these are crucial games. The next few games they need to pick victories. Benin be share these two countries bio. Meaning so let's say in Benin's meeting with them, it's what improve a point. And yes, Benin who bet in South Africa Lesotho game on home. South Africa a good chance to now go on top of the league log with a win or 10 points or for that first ahead of team a friend Benin. Goal difference here so now +1-1. In South Africa, winning and no making sure said or goals with these two countries. The last time we share ended in 0-0 South Africa home. But before that, South Africa actually Lesotho in 2021 airborne 4-0. So today I'm seeing a high score line. South Africa can win by at least 2 goals or more, and South Africa will pick the 3 points in this game. Nigeria, on the other hand, all the game, not the news was South Africa game, so because only Rwanda and airborne. And if Nigeria needs to at least get the second spot, work of the playoffs, and the game, that's what team picky win, and making sure so it's mean 6 points. Even though the South Africa win and South Africa got 10, Nigeria has 6, meaning there's just 4 points gap between any South Africa, and also a 1 point gap between any team a friend Rwanda or any boy. And then Nigeria anything to do than to win. Even if it's going to be a 1-0 winner, it's a Nigeria team winning and then Rwanda. And I think Nigeria qualifies now but Rwanda equal Nigeria in 2024 in the first round. Equal share Nigeria by 2-1. In Nigeria is almost in winning. But anytime Nigeria visit Rwanda, used to end in a draw. In their last 3 meetings, Nigeria, Rwanda, even in the season, Nigeria, it's the AFCON, Rwanda, ball draw. In their game, it has been a 0-0 draw twice and a 1-1 draw back. In Nigeria, team changes our narrative and making sure say at least even I know it will be a very difficult game for Nigeria, even with the players of my friend and Libya, but it will be a very difficult game. I'm seeing Nigeria winning, but not by a high score line. It may be Nigeria can win by 2-1 or 1-0 in this game. I think they will be happy with the 3 points than even the amount of goals on Beshe. I wouldn't be surprised if Nigeria beat me actually team a friend with Rwanda. But maybe Burundi any Ivory Coast game and also because almost group Ivory Coast and Ohia win because Gabon at the kind 12 points, Ivory Coast 10 with a draw against Burundi. HS Ivory Coast be maintaining the second spot with 11 points. Burundi Babina 8 ahead of Kenya, any Gambia, any friends and Seychelles Island. Internet Ivory Coast a away game, but there's one team winning. So Burundi more a bad form, especially in their last 3 games. So team share go here. Internet Ivory Coast point to this game. No one say team share go here. Bet me I then 8 me prove a point. Ivory Coast in the last 3 games. Washe Burkina Faso, Washe Guinea, and Washe Chad, and the Ghana Nyon Bebo. Internet no quite be as Ivory Coast speaking winners something picking. On my last 3 meetings with Burundi now Ivory Coast it's me winning. But the last visit to Burundi, that game they ended in a 1-0. Ivory Coast mostly to quite equal with the smaller countries. The way and the performance in this role into on Sierra Leone, Okolusu 1-0, on Zambia, Okolusu 1-0, and now on Equatorial Guinea, Okolusu 4-0. Into all team now back is at least Ivory Coast be winning, but score line and a bad problem because of quite we are and watching the 8 and Ivory Coast straight win or Ivory Coast win or draw the likeliest option I make for. And now Ivory Coast to score a goal or 2, and so a bear one option I make for because I don't think Burundi would be able to stop Ivory Coast, even though say they are away from in the AFCON competition here very bad. Yeah, Ethiopia and Egypt. Egypt has been one of the high flying teams in this AFCON. Osha Omabo 4 games, Equator 9 points. It's just a draw and Omabo. And in their group, is one group I think no team in here and a bit man stop Egypt. with the performance of model made and also the quality of players or more in Mamush, Mohamed Salah, and then game against Ethiopia is one game, and if Egypt win, which may secure that third spot because we got 13 points. Team Odanichi Sierra Leone 8. The 13 8 they were 5. Egypt lose 2 games at Twaso and San and Mumpono Sierra Leone betting equal and also obey flog Egypt in that particular way. And then it's a good game and Egypt also to me winning. It making sure say we secure that first spot. Now other games now because a draw to be drawn in and pass still that first spot to be any there. This would be a good game for Egypt. But Egypt form in recent times has been very poor, especially outside World Cup qualifiers. The AFCON qualifiers, the friendly games has been very poor. Draw in their last, 3 draws in their last 5. Lose against South Africa. In the end game, no, it's a very good game. But the last time Egypt ever visited Ethiopia, which was in 2022, Ethiopia actually Egypt by 2-0. In the end, Egypt very much say they need to revenge that particular scoreline and go into this game and win comfortably. But Ethiopia, apart from that Egypt winning, the form has been very poor. Home. We about 5 games. But we win this game in Pomambo. You're rewarding the points. And it will lose 4 home games. After 4 games in a win, Tinimpo and Shego. In the end, you say, will be person call a clean sheet for Egypt to wait because then Equatorial Ethiopia, I'm not seeing them scoring a goal against Egypt. And I'm seeing Egypt winning and also by 1.5 or by 2 goals. The last game I mentioned near the Ghana game, Niger and Morocco. Morocco has been one of the top giants in the African football. I'm about just 3 games in their qualifiers. I name him say team a friend Eritrea on that last qualifiers. Maybe Jababe say qualifiers na babe. I say Senyanka name could be about 5-5 about 3 and 4. It will be a good game on Niger and Ebo. And also Niger and one with piano to be. I'm making sure say Morocco never qualify ahead of Obia Ewo. Until Morocco in here that win. Uji Tunisia, they are the next team Oma consider less in the tournament in the qualifiers. Oma consider just 1 as a 10 goals. So you can count your Mukuta quality players on the African continent is here Morocco. Until they're going into this game, they are going in solidly to beat Niger. Mostly say Morocco we are mostly Australia. Games are a bit stretching in the first half, or maybe in the first half. Maybe may not go in the first half. They mostly end the game by a 1-0. But so much Michel goal in the first half that they come out and destroy their opponent. A full-time win for Morocco, 1 option and also a 1.5 because Morocco a country here or Shego see
yes, I'm a team now at home. We've seen all the visits near there. Maybe per se they must show discontent. So it is not right. So players beba na Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I did chongo Friday or brekom 2 games or maybe back Monday, Friday and Monday. So preparation not started from Monday to Thursday. Now when we present a trim comfort they go up and down a bad who turn it down no. Issue I raise a concern about it. Then Yembra game, how should we approach the game?
Okay.
Players, mentality ban or somebody co game anymore.
So I think with the FA, any in Kofua, you into especially go and visit the boys. It has its positive side and it has its negative side. I think America and it's a positive wise. These are some of the people if they go there, they would motivate these players to go in and play. And now on meeting today in Grand Sheba you say 2 previous captains, that is Asamoah and Stephen Appiah has visited them. Pictures, videos where Asamoah and Stephen Appiah are having lengthy conversations with Jordan and some other players just to let them understand say this is a World Cup Ghana yakwa it's just once any team but apart from that it may really waiting up and I'm so out of this World Cup we will be Ghana better the 14th on the world ranking based on our performance with our first World Cup ever in 2026 so in 2006 so I think in 2026 this is something they say it's me called a preview so people coming in yes I think introduction wise good but continuous on like 4 days is very worrying because Chelsea fans no and our players need that time to now go into, because in it after this game they wouldn't get a chance to do any tactical training into the Madagascar game. They are preparing for 2 games within a short period of 4 days. I think the visit should have been maybe the first 2 days or the first day or the second day. After that, we leave the players to now concentrate on what they need to do. That is a negative side, I think. But I think the FA president is also trying to connect the team more to the outside. And people are trooping in up and down. But I think in a way it was too much. It was a good thing, but it was too much. I think maybe I'll label it as doing the right thing at the wrong time, especially during this time or during this season. And we need crucial wins against Chad and Madagascar. I think this will be a good game for Ghana. I think we are better to have a game common. What we expect from the team mentally, I think as a player, a World Cup qualifier will be or no better than to be motivating. I don't believe in that thing, because the World Cup is one of the biggest tournaments in the world. And Obama Ghana and now Oshe Ghana national team GC, not Ghana about World Cup. Players are they benefited from World Cup. Richard Casey, he benefited from a World Cup because of the performance in 2010 World Cup. And the man in your team, Blackpool, Arnold or Dark, with the English Premier League, the Sule Muntaris, the Kelvin Prince Boateng's, they've all benefited from World Cup. Antoniana, the performance of that World Cup, the man in your team, Shalka 04. So nobody needs to motivate you to put in your best for your country in the World Cup, because you could do World Cup stage now. Now, you know, one more day, just now, you one more day now, you get a big club coming out for you. Kelvin Prince Boateng now moving to the Barcelona, and it was based on performance of Mukuti up in the 2010 World Cup. So you don't need any motivation going into this World Cup. You need something to let you know, so we need to qualify and be there and make your country proud. Mental wise, there, I think, and they say because they know what they are supposed to do and they know how to do it. Senya coming into the game, we share goal difference between teams are any or more. Madagascar is your other first, Asher 9 goals, I concede 3. Ghana second, Asher 7 goals, I concede 5. Comoros Asher 8, I concede 7. Into share in group now, or more Mashe goals, Kenya share the least goals group. That is 7. And now, we share to concede the least goals Madagascar. One more concede more goals. We Central African Republic will concede 13. Now you come out, concede 7. Now 1 game ahead of us. Then you concede the next, that is 5. So this is a game. See Madagascar goal difference or +6. Then goal difference or +2. Into going into this game, I say to me, I say yeah, +6 now Madagascar. I at least if 3 goals, 4 goals, yes, it's in the 2 charge for 4. Those says chart or conceding 9. 9 more conceding. Osha, we average at least 2 goals per game. They say 2 goals cry and yes, and say team share 3 or 4 goals into this game. I think the players need to be motivated into this game, making sure say game I call with a victory, not conceding, and also making sure say we are share more goals. You better be 12 points. You 12 + 6. Meaning say Madagascar and then in next game. It's about 10 + 6. So I give you cry say about draw still we are on 13 and ahead and comfortably ahead of the group. Because Comoros will mean next game about 12. They can't leapfrog us from the first position. Yeah. That is something and NSA going to this game prepared, knowing say Aqua could win this particular game. And yet any chances of as a Ghana, it's a 3 or more goals in this game. Lineup wise, I think in a game, who's a lineup with air coso, in Yama with air coso, but I heard the call ups I ate my friend, and the lineup wise, I mean, personal lineup, and now I say going into this game, I say it's in parody. My name, I didn't say we are going into this game, and a child never football. So maybe your map will be more chance any day. I think this game is a game of giving chances. This game is a game of parading your best players and go and win. See, it's me winning that is you win near 12 points. Near to Madagascar, near 15 points. Automatically you qualify. Your next 2 games now you can be giving chances to the young chaps or mobile. No more sweet me abo. Into the lineup I make into this game. I make sure to how to beat media aba. It's media abo my team na koso. In the other poem, I think at Tizigi, I ahead of Jojo Walcott and also Benjamin Asari, with Kingsley Schindler on the right back position, Gideon Mensah left back position, Salisu and Alexander Dikuom Perry, in center defend position. I think at the intermediate sense, I want us to build a good partnership between these two people going forward. The news Razak seems more about the film, but building a good partnership here about going forward, because now they know when someone needs to cover the other and the Beboa. In my double, make up for a 4-2-3-1 for me. In my double pivot, I think Thomas Partey needs to be there, and Abu Francis needs to be given the opportunity ahead of Les Bromo. And on the left wing back, on the left wing position, Jordan Ayew as the captain needs to start from there, and Mohamed Kudus playing as the number 10, and Antoine Semenyo on the right wing, because Ewo Bournemouth has shown said that the wing position, that is the left wing or the right wing, is very quality and can give you the best out there. So pressure needing is being the target man or the number 9, but to me add more into the game. And I think Inaki Williams returning into the team, he needs to start ahead of our other strikers here. You need to go into this game with a stronger lineup. In the first half, it's 3 goals now here now. In the second half, we can introduce some of the young players to come in and also enjoy the game with the Ghana atmosphere. I'm almost waiting on the debut, and also opportunities into this game. The crucial game there against Madagascar. We need to pick victory with high scoring game into the game, and then make sure say Ghana game.
Right. Nti eno ene games yetumi ahwehwemu abomodin yetumi adwudwemu ede achro see amena okase games ne bi koso Algeria amena okase Algeria kwahye Botswana 2-0 so Omar Lake Frog Mozambique, who is also on 12 points. Later on the day, Guinea will play. I think it looks like Mozambique in Algeria and Atimu that particular group G. And a Olympic Marseille striker. Brantia Yefeno Amin Guri was shot back as I assist. And Brantia Yefeno Amura Muhammad El Amin Amura Obama Vuzbek and also Bomodia Ashe Baku on Riyad Mahrez Edi Inkwi Sasso and Brantia Yefeno Benzia and Zogani and Brantia Yefeno Budiu and so Ejinam Ata Asamandi Besabani and Brantia Yefeno Anori. Now these are the players are almost now coach Vladimir Pektovic any crowd. I think this coach I know him. Let me check. Yes, Switzerland. No coach is Switzerland. A very good coach. Babefa Algeria and they all share the Musodium qualify. Equatorial Guinea so Beno Kasei. Almost to me Ache Sao Tome and Principe. Oma Shomo 2-0. 60th minute. I'm planning to a friend El Salvador Ashe. And Zonim Eban El Salvador Ashe go and I'm planning to a friend Emiliano Insua. Usina kind of ma FC Intercity. 35-year-old defender. But he keeps on scoring. So about the national team, I don't know how this guy does it, but also Ashe at the Equatorial Guinea. Meno kase baby omodani mum de nye of almost 6 points. I feel and almost 6 points. Which means a man start ye honoma and also yede emunche munum. Eneba catch a team ni so momodia say ene momo nyama adwuma na nyeden. Momo nyama adwuma na nyeden. Ene mi no kase GTV be Sasso ena ayisu baby DSTV be na ekwan biaso I will see a winnie ɛne yɛbɛyɛ live commentary so wɔ ha live commentary ebe wɔ ha yɛbɛsrɛ asaka mo sɛ mobɛnya dedicated Facebook page aman a yɛne bɛgye ho pa because we were getting 25 to 30 people watching us on Facebook DJ Kwaku Slim DN because no any ya build ewia no because endro amanfo bisam saden ye gya ye wi program ne ya na anam so da bi ye na say Facebook page no na asesa kakra ti e besrem say games na e basa no if say ye be live streams ne dia fa wa say be a dedicated one na afi ye hu say this one is for us na kwan ye be fa so e betimi manage amana koye no enyama koye se na be ya audience na ye build no ye betumi enya consistent audience ye betumi ya den ye betumi e dey build na afi bibia nso no e dey akoye team no ye hwe no mu say Jordan are you captain of the side ene obetumi abo ama team na tumi adi nkunim the last time I am for captain am no wa ambo ne papa bia ene ye hu say all complain dey ama kwesi apia ene adu so you are expecting say nipa na yede man na wa amoni ye no you expect say nipa no bebo ni ye dey ama ni nyina mu no we are hoping say the other players will consider the ordinary Ghanaian na wotumi abomodin na mo abomodin say o mebo abonkoden tumi dey ama esan say be live commentary ninti ye fansia ni en prepare esan say Ghana de no wo say hwe ba bi e best stream dey afa hye no so say FIFA content so dey oh they can for YouTube no Facebook ni ada and share to will find a way send be the live commentary no to me be bre tie for na fe ye hu de ekone de ba ote Benedict nka asaka e wa ha sei team ni nyina wa ha nyame adoma enwumre